The four-legged beast, my friends. This is the first boss here in the special episode Song of the Night and Sea, and we're going to break it all down for you in hard mode today so that you can get by the four-legged beast yourself. Thank you for tuning in. As always, if you enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. If you got a question, if you got a comment, let us know because I love to hear from you as always. And on top of that, my friends, down below in the details and the description is some great information along with today's timestamps for the episode where we will break down the 4 T's. That's the team, the tactics, the treasure, and the toppings in order to help you succeed and get by the four-legged beast here, just like me as a free-to-play player, as always. Now, a couple things in there as well. We'll go for the run and pull it all back together for you here today for our episode, Song of the Night and Sea, in hard mode, four-legged beast. So let's get into it here as we always do. So a couple things here. Four-legged beast is essentially the first kind of boss that you're going to run into here in the special episode Song of the Night and Sea. Let's go into it here. We are going to go into hard mode, my friends. Absolutely. So let's do it. Here we go. We're getting ready. Now, a couple things about this one in particular here. You are required to use star coral. So if you're looking to figure out how to use star coral, you can check out our topping and Beascuit guide on this one in particular. I'll have that link down below. We just released that video and I encourage you to check it out. Couple things though here still with this. Now, as always, we have star coral here. Star coral cookie star coral buff is twice as powerful. So that's huge. So using this cookie makes a big difference. Now, the other thing that I will say, you can beat this with the level 71. You don't have to use yours, like mine's at 80. We'll talk about that here in a second, but just want to call that out. So this is a nice little buff. Additionally, here we do have these special conditions in this battle. Cookies will have certain stats adjusted. Min cookie level 65, skill level 65, bond sugar gnome, laboratory costume sets, guild relics, all that stuff X. So all those pieces aren't going to work for you, so it's very important to remember that. Additionally, here we do have beckoning dreams. Whenever certain enemies use specific skills or get hit, your cookies will gain the weary status. Once weary is fully stacked, the cookie will fall asleep. When the sleep status wears off or is dispelled, the cookie will take damage proportional to their max HP. With each further repetition of this process, the damage will increase. So things that don't get the sleep weary is things like this, like star coral. You can also use moonlight, Milky Way, any of those kinds of pieces, stardust. Things to pay attention to is there are cookies that have that offset for beckoning dreams, just calling that out. Now, additionally, here we have these effects. We have the healing decreased by 65%, their HP capacity decreased, enemies debuff resist, and enemies hit shield. All enemies gain a shield blocking 30 hits. So this is important there because we have the ticks. Now, again, the ticks are what Twinkling Coral can help with as one example. Milky Way is great. We got a lot of cookies in there. We talk about that all the time. Gold cheese as a prime example. And no, this is not the team that we're running with. Couple things here in terms of the guide boss information. Here's the power. So kind of in the middle range, lots of HP there. Four-legged beast, passive, gains immunity from all debuffs. So there's no debuffs that are going to hit this thing. So keep that in mind. Rebel Cookie as an example, not great from that perspective, but does get the ticks in. Great splash, a wave that inflicts damage and applies a weary status to targets. It feels as if a giant creature is splashing about. We also have pesky barnacles. Barnacles from the giant creature fly towards random targets, inflicting damage and applying the sleep status on the final 2 targets. Additionally, here we got World's Swirl. A giant whirlpool pulls cookies in and inflicts damage. Quickly tap the escape button in order to avoid being dragged in. So very important here. Now, again, pesky barnacles, if you are using summon creatures as an example, it doesn't say targets cookies first. So that's a good tip and trick there for you too, to keep in mind these pieces. Now, there's a couple different phases of this battle. Really kind of 3. You got to get the ticks off, then you kind of get to the mid-range, and then it starts obviously the swirl, and then kind of some big last hits at the end. We'll show you that here in a second. Additionally, here you got some many other creatures to take out. Yep, fun as always. So that is really a lot about the tactics. Let's go ahead and break down our team. So here is what we're going to do. In terms of my team that's been working very well to clear a lot of the episodes is going to be this right here. I really have enjoyed this one, particularly as a free-to-play player myself, and being able to get these cookies. Now, I do recognize that not everyone can get these cookies and or has them, whether you're a new player, returning player, veteran, those kinds of things. You can see my power levels very low still, at least the promotions, just due to the fact of how I operate, as we like to say, the #1 free-to-play player. Couple things around this though, for alternative ideas and thoughts. Certainly you can use my cookie. I'm going to show you the run with the level 70 so that you can see that my cookie's got a lot more to it. I can show you quickly at the end. Additionally, we do have Mystic Flower. Here, what you're going to want to do is just make sure that you have a nice healer in this space. If you do use some of the bubbles, the health bubble stuff, shields, it's not going to be as good, but that also kind of counteracts the way that Mystic Flower can work, because that bar that's going over the top gives you another layer. I call it a 3-pronged health ability to kind of really help stay alive. Additionally, here we kind of got another second healer to some extent here with some support, additional attack with White Lily. You could also make it probably work with just these two, because there is healing support with Star Coral, so something to think about. You can move more towards a forceful damage one. Here up front, we're kind of doing two blockers, damage dealers, kind of a thing. They both, well, in particular, Stormbringer's pretty good at dealing the multi-tick things. A good opportunity here would be something for like a Milky Way, leveraging things like Moonlight here instead. You could also think about Sea Fairy and some of the other water cookies as well in terms of trying to get by this. Now, here's what my power level is that 1.7 as well. So to give you some little bit of a baseline on trying to get by. Now, a couple things here in terms of our treasures. We are on attack and cooldown. We're focused on Old Pilgrim Scroll, Dream Conductor's Whistle, Squishy Jelly Watch. You could try the lovely Sleepyheads. You could also go with Librarian's Enchanted Robes if you needed more health. If you run into some problems, you could do Duranier's there. If you want, on top of that, to go a little bit more damage focused, Grim Looking Sigh, or some backup with Disciples Magic Scroll, just for that additional defense, can make a big difference on trying to get through these things sometimes, particularly on stuff like hard mode. Just kind of navigate around based off your team and what you have, as I like to say. Now, other things to consider here is most certainly your gear. So let's go ahead and get into it here. As always, all the Beascuit topping guides are available to you here on the channel. Down below in the details of the description, we got a link for all of them in the playlist. However, again, great things to stay in touch, and that's a great opportunity for you to like and subscribe as well. All right, so a couple things here. We are on crit. Most of the Beascuits will try and have a max. You want to get to 4 if you can. Generally 2 to 3, that's great. If you max them, that's great. It's going to depend on where you're at. I get a lot of questions about, hey, if I don't have legendary, I got epic, what do you do? Get the epics at least 2 out of the 3. So I kind of like to think about a 75.5%, and then you slowly trade up, kind of a thing. And that's what you're doing once you get your final tweaks kind of going on here, and then you keep on tweaking. Next, we are on damage resist here. You could flip to attack if you wanted to. Instead, we'll stay on the damage resist just for a little bit more survivability for the boss in this case. Here we're on attack with White Lily. If you do want to go a little bit more on making sure that the attack keeps hitting and get a little bit more extra health coverage, you can go this way. We're going to stick on attack for now. Here we're on cooldown, and then here this one has cooldown, but we don't have a Beascuit. So again, like I said, you can get by with this, and we'll show it here. Mine is, again, you can check out the guide. We'll show you that after this. So those are all the key pieces to this particular team as well. The other one that you may want to consider on attack, certainly, which is a great cookie all the time, is Creme Brulee, as an example too. So just giving you some ideas on how to maneuver, change this thing out, go around, give you some opportunities to take this down. So let's go ahead, and I'll definitely come back in terms of this, most likely in putting together maybe an all epic team to get by, so you can stay tuned for that. I'm just trying to conserve my lovely quills, at least for the moment. So with that, that is the 4 T's. That's the tactics, the team, the treasure, the toppings, to help you get by and take down Turtle Reef here. If you still got a question or comment around some of that stuff, let me know. Let's go into it here though, and get on and take down this boss. Let's go. All right, here we go. So a couple things. You can be on auto. This is a great story, as always. I can't skip it for you here. Let's go, Star Coral. There it is. Look at this thing. Huge.
Guess I'll have to get closer.
All right, here we go. So here's where you can see all those ticks like we talked about. Lots of stuff here to kind of help get by and take it down. There we go. Now again, taking some decent damage on this in particular. However, we're going to be able to be just fine and get by. We do need to get some health healing going here. You got one kind of major 2 waves in the 1 wave, and then you get to the Turtle Reef boss just like this. You got that 30 hits you got to take down. Clearing that big one. Uh-oh, escape, escape, escape. D&K, this could hurt me. There we go. We got to make sure I wasn't ready for that. Make sure that you're tapping those. You want to make sure that you're also doing both. As you can see, we're slowly going to eat into this. There's no debuffs on there as you saw, because it's got pure resistance to that. We're going to start to get towards that other phase here as it starts to get a little bit more shaken up, and we get closer to knocking this thing down and out. All right, here we go. We're hitting the keys. We're hitting the keys. We're hitting the keys. Staying out of that whirlpool, as you can see behind me. Staying close to the boss. Now, one more kind of major hit, most likely, we should see here. We'll see. Oh, do we evade it? I think we're okay, my friends. There it is. Okay, some of this stuff was kicking in based off of the sleepy, drowsiness, all that stuff. And there you have it, my friends. We have done it. We've taken it down. Oh, and I thought for a second there it broke. Thank you, Star Coral. Like a warning, boom. We are through it here today. Now, the good news, as always, bye-bye, Star Coral. We'll see you soon. What that is, the good news here is we got by. We've taken the 4-legged beast down, and we've achieved victory here for you today. As I said, you can use your the Star Coral cookie that they give you. Give out a good opportunity. Probably only need 1 defensive in the front end if you really want to go damage-oriented focused. Thing like Financier, Milky Way plus Creme Brulee and another healer is probably going to be good enough to get through, depending on where you're at. We'll come back on some of that stuff here. Again, that big damage was dealt, and due to the dream and some of those other pieces, we're going to skip through this. You can check that out on your own. And then we're going to close out here on our hard mode for our 4-legged beast, my friends. So with that, the last thing that I said I'd show you is my particular cookie here quickly so that you can see it. If you, again, and have some confidence in what is already available to you here. Here we go, cookie details. Here is mine. You can check it out. Again, cooldown makes sense. We got a lot more great guides and details on this one. You can check it out down below and here on the channel. All right. So with that, my friends, that concludes today's hard mode 4-legged beast episode. You don't need all your cookies to survive in order to get by. So keep that in mind. It's always a nice thing, particularly for players that are trying to get by this. And this team obviously will work for all the other modes as well. We covered the 4 T's. That's the tactics, the team, the treasure, and the toppings. As we conclude today, if you still got a question, if you got a comment, let me know. I love to hear from you as always, and feel free to join us in our amazing community and Discord server, my friends. Lots of great help. So thank you to everyone there as always. Now, on top of that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we continue to grow this amazing community here. And thank you so much to all of our members. Membership is a nice way to support the channel. I appreciate it very much. We also have affiliate links, swag and merch store that you can check out as well, all in the details and here on the channel. Don't forget, on top of that, our socials, @me, stay connected, my friends. Just like liking and subscribing, it's a great way to stay up to date on certain things in CookieRun Kingdom content and all that fun stuff. And we may feature you as well. So with that, my friends, get out there. Best of luck with the 4-legged beast here and your continuation on your way through the special episode. I should have went that way. Special episode, Song of the Night and Sea. With that, we'll see you again soon. Get out there and keep on running.